welcome to the 2.6 Compound Inequalities video. In this video, you're going to understand how to solve two inequalities and graph them on the same number line. So when you have the word or in between the inequalities, you're going to make sure that you are shading outwards so they're not connected. So it's going to have two arrows going outwards from each other. If you have the word and in between two inequalities, then the shading is going to go in between and they're going to overlap on each other. And I'm going to show you what that means. So if x is greater than or equal to -2, we're going to have a circle above -2 and it's going to be filled in because it's equal to. And it says x is less than -2, so it's going to go to the left. Then you have x is greater than 3, so it's going to be an open circle this time because it's just a greater than sign. And it's shaded to the right because it's greater than. And that's all you do. So the arrows are pointing outwards. Then for this one, you've got x is greater than or equal to -1. So above -1, we're going to have a closed circle. And it's going to be greater than, so it's going to go to the right. I'm not even going to put an arrow on that right now because we're going to change it in 1 second and you'll see why. And then this other one says x is less than or equal to +1. So above +1, we're going to have a filled in circle again. And so the joining right there are only going to be in between those two circles. So you're actually not going to have anything that goes past those two circles because the answer has to be anywhere in between -1 and +1. If there's an answer above or below that, then it's not part of the compound inequality. So and would be only in the middle, and then or is pointing outwards, or it also can be the entire number line. The reason why it can be the entire number line for the right-hand side is if they said x is greater than or equal to -2, so you're going to have a circle shaded to the right. And then on this side, they said x is less than or equal to +3 and shaded this way. So it ends up shading the entire number line. Or is the only one that can have the entire number line shaded, and will always be in the middle. Next one, solve and graph the solution to the inequality. So you're going to solve these separately. It's kind of like having two problems in one. So draw your line again. This time we're adding 4 to get x by itself. So you have x is less than -3. And then on this side, you're going to divide by 2. And you get x is greater than or equal to 6. So on your number line, we're going to do the first one. We've got x is less than -3. So above -3, it's an open circle. And it's less than, so it's shaded to the left. And this is an or, so I know that we're going to have arrows either pointing outwards or the entire number line. Then on the right-hand side, we have x is greater than or equal to 6. So we're going to have a filled in circle because it has the equal to underneath it. Anything greater than 6 would be to the right. And that's all you do for this one. Next one, we've got a compound inequality, so they're kind of joined in between. So what you're going to do is you're going to pretend like this is the first problem that you're doing. So you're essentially just doing the left-hand side. So when you draw your line down, you're going to subtract 4, and you get -2 is less than or equal to x. Then you're going to do the right-hand side, which is just this side. And you can rewrite it if you want to, if everything gets kind of smushed, but we're still going to subtract 4, so you can write right over the top of it if you want. But for this one, we're going to have x is less than 5. So here are your two answers. Then you're just going to put them on the graph. So let's start with the blue one. We've got -2. And -2 is less than or equal to x. So if you rewrote that, it would actually be greater than or equal to -2 because -2 is less than x. So therefore, x has to be greater than or equal to -2. So you're going to shade to the right. And I'm not going to fill this in yet because I know that it's going to be connected. So I'm just going to make a line that goes up to 5 because I know this is where this other one is, but I'm not going to make an arrow at the end. And then this other one, we have x is less than 5, so it's an open circle this time, and it's going to be less than, so it's shaded this way. So the line in between is making that compound inequality, so then it's shared in the middle. That's all you do. So solve them separately, then graph them on the same number line. Next one, we've got two different ones. So we have drawing our line, subtracting 9. So you get 2x is equal to positive 8 divided by 2. You get x equals 4. Actually, not 4. Why am I doing equal sign? I mean, not equals. It's greater than. Let's change that. Greater than 8, greater than 8. There we go. And then this one, same thing. We have minus 10, 5x less than 0, divide by 5, and you get x is less than 0. So on the number line, you're just going to go where where 8 is, and it is x is greater than 8. And we know that it's going to be going outwards or the entire number line because of that or that's right there. Then we have above 0 an open circle again for this side. And it says x is less than, so it's going to be pointing this way. And that's all you do. Next one, we're sharing it again. So from this side over, we're doing this side first. So you draw your line. Add 13 to both sides, and you get negative 14 on this side, less than 7x, divide by 7. That little black line on the x just happens when I click the button on the pen. Sorry about that. That means it's changing it back to the original color. Oops. Okay. So then we have 7 divided by 7 cancels out, leaving you with x, and then negative 14 divided by 7 is your negative 2. And this should be just... I don't know if I can erase just the middle. Let's try. Oh, we'll rewrite it. It's okay. So negative 2, and it flipped back to blue. Negative 2 is less than x. And if you flip-flop that, it would be x is greater than negative 2. So that you move the x to the other side. Then on this side, you're going to do the same thing, but now you're just doing it with 8. So we add 13 again, but we're adding 13 to 8, giving us 7x is less than 21. Divide by 7, you get x is less than 3. So over on your number line, you're going to go above negative 2, and it's an open circle. X is greater than negative 2. And then might as well go up to 3 because that's what the other number is. Then for the red one, x is less than 3. So it's going to be an open circle, and it's less than, so it's shaded this way. Let me redo that red line, the red circle on the end. So this is an open circle. So your shading is in between. And you're done. Next one, solve and graph the solution to the inequality. So we're going to distribute first. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times your 1 is minus 3, less than negative 15. Now you can draw your line. So then you're going to add 3, making this negative 12, and negative 6x on this side. Divide by negative 6, and if you're dividing by a negative, you need to flip the sign to a greater than sign. So let's change the color of our pen so we can see that flip. So then these cancel out. You're left with x is greater than positive 2. Then on this side, we have 1 minus x is greater than or equal to 5, so you're just going to subtract 1. You get negative x is greater than or equal to 4. You want to get rid of this negative by multiplying by a negative 1 on both sides. And so getting rid of that negative by multiplying by negative 1 makes the sign flip for this one as well. So then this turns into a less than or equal to, and negative 1 times a negative x gives us a positive x. 4 times negative 1 gives us negative 4. The only reason why we multiply by negative 1 is because we're not solving for a negative x, we're solving for a positive x, and that's the only way to get a positive x. So now you have your answers. So you're going to go above 2, and it's greater than, and then you're going to go above negative 4, and it's filled in because it's less than or equal to, and x is less than or equal to, so it's going to go to the left because that's where the less than is. And you're done with that one. All right, last one. Negative 2 less than 2 times x minus 6 is less than or equal to 4. So you're going to distribute first. Let's change the color. We'll do green. 2x minus 12 less than or equal to 4. Bring down your negative 2 and your less than. So we're going to do this side first. So we're going to add 12 to both sides. giving you 10 on this side is less than 2x. Divide by 2, you get 5 is less than x, or, hold on, x is greater than 5. This is like saying, if I'm number 5 and you're x, I am less than you. If you flip it around and say over here, then you have to say you are greater than me. So if you flip the order, you have to also flip the inequality. Then on the other side, let's do a blue. You're going to go from over here up to the inequality sign. So we're stopping when we get to this part. So now we're adding 12 again. You get 16 less than or equal to, bring down that 2x that we haven't done anything with yet. Divide by 2. If you notice, we're divided by 2 on this side at the same point. So then you get x is less than or equal to 8. So over here on the number line, you're going to do the green one first. So above 5, and it's x is greater than 5, so it goes that direction. And then above your 8, we have a filled in circle because it has an equal to, and it's shaded to the left because x is less than that amount. So your answers are somewhere between 5 and 8. And that's the last one. Go Seahawks!